We left off Tes. Yidaber Saramashkim es Paro Lemor. The Saramashkim had spoken, saying, Es chatoy ani masker yom. My sins I admit today. Paro kotzav alavodo. He's giving the background information. Vitin osib mishma beisar tabochim osib isara ofim. Myself together with the minister of baking. We dreamt on the same night, I and him. We did this yesterday. V'shami tono, this we left off. And there with us, Nar Ivri, a lad who was a Hebrew, meaning he was a foreigner. Eved, a slave, l'sar tabochim, v'nesapelo, and we told over our dream to him, v'yifta lo nas chalamusenu, and he interpreted our dreams. Ish kif chalom posar, each person, based on the dream that he had dreamt, he interpreted. So I mentioned yesterday, so let's do Rashi. Nar Eved Ivri. Arurim Harashoim. Cursed are the evil Shein Tovosum Shlemo. Even when they do good, it's not complete. Maskirim Loshim Yuzoyim. Because when he's mentioning Yosef, he's mentioning him in the most disgraceful way. Nar Shote Vein Roy Legdula. He's an unstable person, and therefore he's not worthy for any greatness, any promotion. Ivri. Afilu l'shoneni namakir, doesn't even understand our language. We spoke about this yesterday. He was the head ward. He was the equivalent of the warden in the prison. He didn't speak Egyptian. Of course, he spoke Egyptian. No, so there it refers to immature. He was immature, but over here he doesn't mean immature. There he was 17 years old. I mean, here he's a lot older. Eved v'kos uchsiv bin Musa Mitzrayim, and it's written in the protocols of Egypt. Shein Eved Molech, a person who's a slave cannot become a king. V'lo lovish bigdei sorim, cannot wear the garments of ministers. Ish kechalomo l'fi achlom v'korov linyono. So I asked the question, and addressed it last year. There's an obvious question. It's Arurim mishom shein tovosum shlemo. The Saramashkim was no fool. He was a minister. And when he saw Yosef had the ability to interpret the dreams, he understood he was a person of capability. And clearly he lied, because Yosef did speak Egyptian. So what his intention is, to clip his wings and to limit him to whatever degree he can. Yosef made a request of him. Uschartani v'skartani. Now Paro needs an interpreter. If Paro sees Yosef, and Paro has the ability to evaluate what the man is, this man is going straight to the top. So here he asked him 2 years ago to remember him and to mention him. He forgot about him. When he comes out of prison, he's going to take revenge. He will go and he will do whatever he can to hurt the Saramashkim. So the Saramashkim, just for self-preservation, for his own protection, he has to limit him. So what do you mean, Arurim Mishoim, that the Tovosum is not Shlema? This is what? This is Habol Hor Chashkim Horgo, this self-defense. So he's not, why does this indicate that he should be cursed? He's evil. Why is he evil? He has to protect himself. He wants to be evil because he remained silent originally. He didn't have Hakor Satov. Okay, let's speak about that. But he was saying, even when he mentions him, he can't do the Tova B'Shlemus. What do we do B'Shlemus? I mean, here he's putting his life at risk. Because if Yosef achieves what he does, his life is over. He will kill him. So how did Chazal derive from the depiction of Yosef from Saramashkim that Arurim Mishom Shein Tovosum Shlema? That's the question I asked. Aaron. Yeah. Because that's what he would have done. That's the way he would have done it. See, Yosef is a person, whatever happened, Hashem wanted it to happen this way. There's no basis to take revenge. That's the question. That's the question. That's the question. That's the question. Right? When a person goes and he gets deloused, does he have anything against the lice? He wants to be able to survive. The same idea. Okay? So here, same idea. Because if he would be in that position, that's exactly the way he would have behaved. So Yosef, there wasn't even consideration Yosef would take revenge. It's like I once told over the story, with the Rabbi Avram Ger, the story where they burnt him at the stake. So the Franciscan monks who actually, they torched him, and they saw that he really was a Kodesh, was holy. So they were worried. Now when he's going to send to Shemayim, he's what? Their lives are finished. So he said to them, he says, you know what you remind me of? He says to the Franciscan monks, they were going to kill him. He says there was a king. When he was a child, he had friends who were ordinary kids. They beat him up and they threw him in the mud. 40 years later, now the prince is the king, and he's coming through the town, and they're worried. He's going to take revenge. He's the king today, who remembers what they did to him. So they were hiding, and finally he noticed them. So he called them over. They were literally shaking, trembling. He's going to take their lives. He says, why are you trembling? He says, don't you remember when you were little children, we threw you in the mud, we beat you up, and this? You're going to kill us today. He says, do you think I even remember those days? We were children, it's all nonsense. Do you think I even have time to think about such stupidity? So the Avram Ger says, what I'm going to send to Shemayim, what I'm going to be busy with, sitting and basking in the holiness of Hashem, do you think I'm even going to have time even to consider or value your people's existence? Same idea. Understand? Not only was the interpretation have relevance to the dream, but factually it came to fruition. I was restored to my position. Also solo, and he was hanged. Paro sent Vayikras Yosef, and he called Yosef. Vayikras Yosef, he called Yosef. Vayiritzu min abor, and he was rushed from the pit. It was a dungeon. Vayigalach, he was groomed. Vayichalik shemnosov, changed his garments. V'yavo l'paro. No, who said it? Who said that? Sarah Mashkim said that. No, that's not a question. Found. No, he doesn't know his name. The Torah says he called Yosef. Yosef is valuing the person as the person, right? The Sarah Mashkim didn't value him. Didn't value him for what he was. Paro understands his value. To him, now he's Yosef. Now he's Yosef. What's bothering me is Yosef is a prisoner. Vayishlach Paro, Vayikichu min abor, right? Vayritzu min abor, what's Vayikra? You call the person out of the cell. You take him out of the cell. No. You call the person. You call the person, right? Like we find, it says, it uses the term vayikach. By a person, you don't use the word vayikach, right? But yet we find by Odom Rishon vayikach, and by Moshe speaking to Aaron, Hashem says, take kachas Aaron. So what does Rashi always say? Kach. What does he say? Persuade. Why does Rashi always say that? Because a human being you don't take physically. An animal, an unintelligent creature you take. A person you don't take, right? So how do you take a person? By persuading him. So over here, he was. But let's say a person's a prisoner. A prisoner, you call, you take him. He's an object. He has no. Vayishla Paro. Oh, that's the point. That's the point. That's sin, and also since he's called Yosef, he wants Yosef to. He wants to show Yosef that he values him. Why? Because he needs his service. Right? This is similar to the Mishnah Pirkei Avos. It says, don't get too close to government. Of course, when they need you, they'll do whatever they can. Otherwise, they'll spit you out. Right? They will destroy you. The same thing. Paro needs Yosef now. He's Yosef. He's no longer the object. Vayikras Yosef. The moment he's finished with him, he'll throw him to the dogs. But only because he realized Yosef's value. See, he promoted him to be the Mishnah Mel, to be the viceroy. No, that's simple. But he's a prisoner. He was coming out of it. So we have this famous porno. It says he changed his garments. Why? What do you find? Because, like you find by Mordechai, he wore sackcloth. So Esther sent other garments, because you don't sit in the gate of the king in sackcloth. The same thing over here. He's coming to the paro. He's wearing prisoner garb. So therefore, it's the chalif simnosov. He had to change his clothing. It should be appropriate. Take a look. Kein lovel el shara melech melvush sak. You see porno. It's understood. It's pashut. It's pashut. That's simple. You go to a wedding and in your clothing you haven't changed for 6 weeks, right? Unless you're coming to collect there. Okay, let's see the Gemara.